Let's talk about table elements. The entire table is enclosed in a table tag. The table tag contains two parts, table head and table body. Inside table body, each row is enclosed in table row and the each cell is enclosed in table data. This is the first row and this is the second row. Now our output will be like this: A, B, C in the first row, D, E, F in the second row. Inside table head tag, instead of table data TD, we have to give TH to mention it as an header. If we run this entire table, our output will be with the heading of column 1, 2, 3 and the elements A, B, C in the first row, D, E, F in the second row. So now challenge yourself and make a table like this. So cool. Now let's apply this in our code. Now it would be nice user's name and review are in this place and his image is on the right. So how can we do that? For this we have a special element called table element. So let's head over to our code. First let's work with it in a rough. We have less content in about.html. So let's go with it. Now table element starts with, got to mention this table tag. Now table has an head and a body. So head is mentioned as T head and the body is mentioned as T body, which is table body. Now in this we have called table rows, which is TR. The tag TR stands for table row. Now inside this row we are going to have two cells. So before going into header table head, we'll talk about the body. Now let's have TR. Now we got table element, which is TD. Okay, a couple of it. No, the first TD got no, and second TD got and now let's create another row. First here, now this TD got Mohammed and another TD got Yasir. Now let's save this and head over to our output. Now I think it is in about page. Yeah, look, it has been aligned properly. Now how I have another element regarding the table to talk about, that is called table head. Now let's head over to our code. Like TD, we have TH, which should be only be used in which only to be used inside the table head element. What this does is, now this is our first name. Now in another cell, which is TH, we are going to write and last name. Now let's save this and head over to our output. Let's refresh a page. Now you can see that the first name and the last name, this is the heading. The first name is inside the first column, and the second name and the last name is in the second column. So concentrate on our reviews page. Now let's remove all the table element. We don't need them. Now let's go to reviews. What we are going to do is we are going to align all these images on the left and all the text in on this right. Now let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all the text and place it under the image. I'm going to save this and let's see our output. Let's refresh the page. Now everything is under the image. Now let's make these text here. Let's get all these text in here. So we have going to use table elements. So let's head over to our code and let's create a table element at the beginning. And I don't want to close this tag in here. I'm going to close this at the end. So let's save it and run it. Nothing changes. We have to create the table body, and I'm going to close this at the end before closing the table. A tab. Now each customer is a tables row. So let's create a table row tag and mark it around all the customers.
I'm going to tap all of the
all of this, another tab. Now they look perfectly aligned. Now we are going to give the table data. The images should be in the column 1 and all the text in the column 2. So let's create a table data tag, a td, and image for image, and let's tab our image over and let's repeat this process. And let's tab these over. Now let's see what it's look for the first element. So let's head over to our output. Let's refresh the page. Yeah, look, we have perfectly done it. The image is on the left and the text is aligned on the right. head over to our output and run it. Finally all look perfect. Now let's add a little bit a heart and a comment symbol in here, which we will add the functionality later on. For I think this heart is for free. Now let's start using this icon. Copy it and let's head over to our code. And now I'm going to add this inside a paragraph. Let's create it. Nothing happens. Most of you have figured out why this happens, because we didn't paste the script. Let's go to index.html and copy the script. Let's reload the page and all have got this nice little heart. Now we have to make a line break under it. Head over to our output and control. Refresh it. Now this looks a perfect page. You can also circle this image, but we can do this only with CSS. So now in next video we are going to look how to play videos in HTML. For all of that and more, let's see in the next video.